We're talking about pet peeves. What pet peeve do you have at home, at work, in public? What do you see? What do you look at and you're like, no, I don't want any more of that. Apparently, Linda has a list. So let's give me a couple of them. Let's run the last hour here.
How many are on this list?
That's a good question.
Too many for me.
Oh
is it over 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just pick the best ones at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So give me your top 2 or your top 3 pet peeves.
So my top 3 are slow drivers.
Okay, slow drivers, cool.
When people are walking slow right in front of me.
So just slowness.
Slow walkers. Slow walkers. These are all old people so far.
People chewing or drinking loud.
Old people.
And slowly.
Okay.
And
all right.
talking with food in your mouth.
Yeah, it's
Slowly.
Those are old people.
Any diner on the island, folks.
Yeah. Linda, where did you say you work? I work at a retirement home.
Oh, okay. No, actually, George, Target. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense, actually, still. Got the slow people walking, just like slow people driving in the parking lot, slow people pushing the car in the aisle. Yeah, it works. That's where it's all from. It all comes from her job.
Dang.
All right. I can listen. I can't. I don't know if I can disagree with anything like that. You know, like I actually agree with that list. Like slow people on the road walking in front of me.
Like if you're gonna drive slow on the road, go to the right lane instead of being in the left lane where it's for people to pass by you.
Amen to that, sister.
You ever let somebody on the highway and you're like, all right, don't make me look like an idiot, please. And then they're going slow, like, so sorry.
Don't make you regret this. Don't make you regret this. I immediately regret this.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. Those are definitely on my list as well. Can anyone top that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Sweat.
Now, okay. Hold on. More specifically, sweat, like when you generate sweat, when you create sweat?
Sweat.
Or just sweat on other people?
Sweat.
Just generic answer.
I don't like sweat.
Perspiration.
Yeah, I don't like the condensation you get on your skin. I don't like it.
That's bad.
Okay. All right.
I don't like it. It smells. It's gross.
Dude, the general consensus
and
of
you
this
signed
room.
up for a gym now. How's that going to work out?
Yeah.
You can't get one without the other. It doesn't really work like that.
So here's the thing.
It doesn't.
But so I love my mom, and Mom, I know you're listening, and I am going to put you a little bit on blast. I love you so much. But when, like, my mom sweats, and just in general, when other people sweat and they're the drippy type, it makes me want to hurl. And when my mom works out, she goes hard. And I really give her a lot of credit because, it takes a lot of effort and time to really get to that level of sweat. But when she does, I have to ask her to stay on the other side of the room because if I get too close to her, I will throw up. So I can't be near it. And I used to have this thing where if I drank out of a water bottle and then I came back later and I smelled my own sweat, I would have to throw it out or clean it because it's gross.
I have a question for you, but I know if I ask it, Sean's going to fire me, so I can't even ask this question.
Can you word it differently?
No, there's no way I can word this that Sean will be okay with it, but I'm really curious about it, so I'll ask you off air about that.
Yeah, and with the gym, I don't know. Like, if I touch somebody else that has sweat, oh my God, I think I'm going to lose my mind.
This gym thing ain't going to work out too well.
No, I don't know.
I think when Jamie starts sweating at the gym, she's going to be like, oh my God, I'm sweating. And she grabs a towel and starts patting herself
one
down.
little drop comes down her forehead. She's like, get it off.
It sounds like your first day at the gym will be your last day at the gym.
Well, I'm also not the
Or she's going to have 4 memberships like AGM.
She's in a window shop.
I'm not the type to profusely sweat like that. So if I sweat, it's just a little bit, which I don't mind.
The whole purpose of weight loss and getting fit.
Sweating's good.
Sweat.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, I just want to feel that soreness, and that's how you know you really worked out.
But the soreness comes with sweat and working out and pushing yourself to the limit. You're supposed to sweat and perspire.
I don't care about the armpit sweat. That's fine as long as it's not near me. I care about the forehead sweat.
Have you ever seen those gym shirts that are that look completely plain, and then once the person completely is sweaty and completely disgusting,
it's gross,
and it looks like a wet t-shirt, and then on the shirt it says now I'm done with my workout.
It's gross.
There's a reason for that, Jamie.
Those are gross.
But that's a reason for that.
I also hate when like you're outside and it's really hot and then like you're all sweaty, right? And then you come in and everyone else isn't, and you just smell like a barn animal. Like, get away.
Okay, like I understand from going outside because I was outside all weekend under the
I don't
blistering
care.
sun and stuff like that. Like I
don't
understand
care.
that concept, but like when you work out, like it's a whole different thing.
Well, or even if like, I don't know, it's just gross to me. I don't care. Just
All right.
get away.
I won't pick on Jamie anymore. That's fine, no problem. We love you anyway, Jamie. Anyway,
Oh, okay, fine. I guess we won't hear my other pet peeve.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
fine.
You have another one. Go for
Yeah,
it.
when you don't close dressers correctly, that's another one. Like I don't
Okay.
I don't like the clothes hanging out. It needs to be closed. I don't
Okay.
care if it's messy inside. I don't care if the clothes are not even in there.
Okay.
I just need to make sure the dresser is closed. I
So
just
every
like it closed.
dresser, every drawer has to be flushed. Is what you're saying?
They all have to be shut. I also like it when doors are shut too.
You know what I mean? By it has to be flushed with the dresser. You know what that means?
No. What is this, like a toilet flush? Like, I don't
No, it
understand.
means that it's like lined up properly. It's flushed. And
I've never heard of that.
has anyone else heard of that?
Yes.
Thank
never
you.
heard of
Okay. All right. At least I'm not the only one. I don't feel old. Thank you, boys. I appreciate that.
No,
What is what?
That would never be considered old. It's a term to describe things that are lined up with other
I've
things.
never heard
Thank
of
you.
this.
Thank
It's
you.
okay if you haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
but
no, it's fine. I for a second though, I felt really old. I was like, oh God, no. There are moments when I'm with everyone here and I'm just like, oh God, I'm so old. Oh God, what am I doing? I'm so old. Like, yeah, so that was definitely going through my mind just
I heard
now.
flushed, like your face gets flushed.
Yeah.
But I've never heard like the drawers get flushed.
Okay.
No, they're flushed against the dresser.
Good talk.
Like they're pushed completely into the dresser. They're not sticking out. They're never mind. Anyway, do you have another pet peeve?
I think those are my top two.
All right, right on. Solid choices, I guess. Minus the sweat. I don't know about the sweat, but
Sweat is my biggest one.
I agree with the dresser though, for sure. I do agree with the dresser. That does bother
Who
me too.
snorted?
That's me, baby.
Sweat is my biggest pet peeve.
All right, but I agree with the dresser. I do not like my dresser drawer when it's not flushed.
If you're sweaty. Oh, and by the way, when we came in here, one of these mics smelled like sweat, and I wanted to throw up.
Yes, that was a thing. We had to quickly replace the sponge over the mic for Jamie before she threw up.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened.
I gag. It's really
Yeah, that happened
gross.
actually before Linda walked in. Yeah, so.
Hey, it's not because. Okay. It wasn't you, Linda.
All right. So what are the boys? What do you got?
Ashton, you got something? Go ahead.
Williamsburg, Brooklyn is not on the greatest terms with me.
Wait, did you just say your pet peeve is an entire?
Williamsburg, the entire capacity of Williamsburg. But I don't know, just the hipster wardrobe throws me off, and then these people that they'll dance to silent music in a park somewhere. And
You mean like those silent discos?
not even? Those are cool. These guys are just out there.
Are you talking about people having a good time?
If that's their version of having, I mean, it's New York. We've seen it all, right? But sometimes you haven't seen it all.
Maybe they're dancing to Fly
catches
Me
you
to the
off guard.
Moon.
You know, you'll see a guy in like, the Jesus robe with like sandals, and he's got earbuds in that say, with Slipknot on the side of them. Williamsburg is a very, very unique place that I just, when I walk into it, I'm like, oh, please let me hit Bed-Stuy already.
Guess what? I
Please.
think that show I was talking about in Brooklyn is there.
Williamsburg? I am not surprised.
I think it's
The
there.
only thing Williamsburg's got going for is they got a flea market every now and then, and that bridge is nice to take photos next to. Other than that, I don't tend to stay close to it unless I'm at the Barclays Center. So, yeah, Williamsburg. I feel bad saying Williamsburg. It's mainly the hipsters, but because they occupy Williamsburg, it's Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's
There you
not.
go. That's
it's
my,
actually not there. So you know what? You're
You're in the clear for now. Anything else to add
That really
besides Williamsburg?
I just probably dumb thoughts and opinions like that Alaska Hawaii shabacle.
Oh, my
like
God.
when I'm hanging out with people, I don't want to hang out with. Like, I was taught you better hang out with people who are better than you. That
Yeah.
comment is not better than me.
No, definitely not.
below
Definitely
you.
not. That is definitely some flat Earth society stuff
Insulted
right
my
there, man.
intelligence.
My gosh.
So myself.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, man.
That's
So-
amazing.
Yeah, I hear you. Looney, you've been quiet.
I've been thinking about pet peeves. I've been listening to everybody else's and trying to see if anybody has the same.
Did you
as
come
me.
up with one, or would you like me to go?
I got a few.
Okay.
I'll just say like one or two. to follow Linda's, I didn't know. I actually thought that she might have said the same thing as me, but she ended up not. When you are driving in like a 3-lane or more highway, and the people in front of you are not only driving slowly, like Linda said, but form a wall of slow.
They're in unison.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Oh, it's the
harmonizing
worst.
with each other.
Uh-huh.
It is just a nightmare.
You know, it's illegal, actually, right?
Well, they don't know
Yeah,
that.
it's actually illegal to purposefully drive like that, to where you're impeding traffic to be able to go around you and stuff like that. That
It's
is
amazing.
actually legal.
They might as well be holding hands.
They might
And
as well. Yeah, I've
and
seen that before.
I
I
That's why
can't-
you just got to ride. on
Listen,
the
I
back
can't
of the
hate.
bumper.
Sometimes if a guy is riding up my tail and he's driving like an a-hole and like, you know, being mean and like just up everyone's butt, I will make that wall. Absolutely. I will be the first to create that
you
wall
know
just to
it's
slow them
illegal.
down.
Everyone behind you is
Yes,
with
I
you.
know it's illegal, but this guy deserves it because he's swerving in and out of traffic, really
And
causing
most people who
a
are
danger.
who are behind him are with you. They're like, "Oh yeah, don't let him in. Don't let him in."
Yeah,
don't let him in."
exactly.
Yeah! And then you'll let me in.
Yeah, exactly. Because like that guy is a danger to everyone. To allow him to
Absolutely.
continue going on and like causing that danger, I will take the ticket for being illegal just for helping
Oh, the
people
cop
out.
will probably understand too. Like,
Yeah.
wow, there was a guy behind me interfering with everyone else's.
yeah,
flow.
like so that's
So-
definitely I agree. So Looney, keep going, man.
Yeah, no, I one at concerts. I'm a frequent concert goer, and if ever I am in general admission and a person that is 7 to 8 feet tall is standing just in front of me in the middle
yeah.
of the crowd,
Huge pet peeve.
You know, you know how tall you are. You don't have to be towards the middle or the front. Off to the side, in the back, in the middle, fine. I
Common
get it.
courtesy.
Yeah,
Can't
anything.
you ask them? Have you ever like tapped them and be like, "Hey, I'm short. Do you mind if like we switch spots?"
No, I mean I'm an average sized guy, and I also don't like to talk to people that much. So I just kind of I walk around them if I can. I also don't want to interrupt anybody's concert going experience. So in the middle of a show, I'm not gonna start a conversation with somebody. Hey, you're too big to be in front.
I don't even care.
All
I
the
will.
average sized people behind you.
I will ask. I'll be like, "Hey, listen, I'm 4'10".
We are different people.
There is some concert courtesy out there, and I feel like
1000%.
not everyone knows it, and it gets annoying. Definitely a pet peeve moment.
Oh, totally.
I was at a
100%.
show several years ago, and
Yeah.
like these were paid seats,
Uh-huh.
and I just genuinely couldn't see,
Right.
Because I'm too small. Even though we were like on an angle, I still
Mm-hmm.
couldn't see. And these guys that were at least 2 rows ahead were like, "Listen, we understand. Do you want to switch seats?" And we just like swapped seats for the entire show, which is
See,
really nice.
That is legendary right there, because 2 rows, not just 1, 2.
Yeah.
It's a big difference in view. If
and
you
then I
really
was
think about it,
like,
it's a
"I'll
big
send
difference.
you the videos I take. Like, you do your thing." 'Cause
That-
they saw me standing in the aisle
Aw,
because I couldn't see.
that's really kind of those people to do that for you. That's really something. That restores my faith in humanity a little bit every time I hear something like that, right? Like, you feel a little good about it. Like, there's hope for mankind a little
Yeah.
In a similar vein,
Only slightly.
One time at a concert, we were at I think it was Nassau Coliseum maybe, and there were people. We were seated, and there were people sitting in front of us that were even too tall to be seated in front of average sized people.
Oh my God.
And we couldn't see, so I asked the security guard, "Hey, do you mind if we move to a section with like some seats that aren't being occupied right now?" And he was
Some
like,
reasonably sized people.
he was like, "You see my Gatorade up there?" And we were like, yeah. It was like one of the box seats for like a hockey game or something.
Okay.
He was like, "Yeah, they don't sell those seats. Go sit up there. That's my Gatorade. I'll just say you're with me." I'm like, "Okay." So we went up there and we had like VIP-ish.
What a cool
seats.
guard.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was really nice. So that's
Only
what you
at
get
Nassau.
for.
What show?
It was LMFAO. You guys remember that?
Yeah. I do.
It was an amazing concert. Also, they
on.
were really, really entertaining. And from that view, it was even cooler.
Yeah, that's
So-
why the security guy wanted you there. He didn't want his other buddies to see him enjoying the concert.
Right, exactly.
He wanted people next to him.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. So, Mikey,
right.
what about you?
So, I have to say, one of my biggest pet peeves. I can
Plat,
speak.
please.
Okay, so yeah, pet peeves. One of my biggest pet peeves in public is overt public display of affection.
So wait,
Overt.
do you have a private one then? You said public pet peeve. So do you have a private?
And yeah, in person, the when I'm out in public, yes, that overt public display. If you're standing there making out in front of people, like just
There's a time and a place for that.
Just,
I
yes, there
agree.
is a
Like,
time and place.
go around the side of the building.
And it is not in front of people. Like, just get out of the way. Like, I was at an outdoor festival a few weeks ago, and I'm walking around, and like, there's like a pathway from main stage to the side stage, right? So we're walking down the pathway, and like as I'm walking, this couple, an older couple, mind you, just stop and just I'm just like, oh god,
Were they making those noises?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it was great. It's just like, oh god, no.
I understand
Oh god,
that.
and I'm just like,
I cringe whenever time I see that.
yeah, like I don't care what kind of couple you are, how old, how young, just no, just stop that. Go take it behind closed doors.
They should have a Planet Fitness style alarm for stuff like that.
Yeah, I should carry it. No, don't do that. Get it out of here.
I was at a party, and this person at the party was sitting on their significant other's lap and just furiously making out while like a game of like cup pong was
Well,
going
at a
on.
party, I don't really care. Like that's different.
No.
It's a little different. It's,
It's a little
still
different.
weird. Like,
They were the only ones doing it, and so it was
I
just.
started awkwardly cheering them on, like, yeah.
You gotta make it awkward for them.
because everyone's
It
staring at
was
me.
just gross. You heard the noises, and we're just trying to concentrate on getting this game going. Like, can you
Yeah.
please just.
Addison's throwing money at them.
When's my turn? Can I get a turn?
Like, hand holding is cool, hugging is cool,
Yeah, yeah.
the arm around the shoulder is fine. But then once you start
Licking
going
ears is
into
not okay?
what?
Licking the ear is not okay.
I mean, what this person also did was when their significant other was standing, they would literally shrink down to the floor and sit on their leg and hold onto it like a child would. And I was like, all right, you know what? That's a little bit crossing the line.
That's weird. Anyway, so overt PDA is definitely something that gets me going, but something at home, and if my fiance is listening right now, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch for this later.
Oh boy.
But when she leaves the pitcher of iced tea empty in the fridge.
Why would you sleep on the couch for that?
You have a
Because-
picture of iced tea in the fridge?
So we have this pitcher that we always have iced tea in, and we fill it up. And the rule in the house
Oh,
is
actual ice. Okay, I'm so. I thought you had like a picture of the wrapper. Oh, like I am so. Yeah, wow. Like I'm not even joking. I'm actually being serious.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow.
I heard pitcher correctly, but okay.
For once, Jamie heard me correctly.
Wow.
That is so cool.
That's funny. So we have a pitcher of iced tea in the fridge at all times. And the rule is whoever finishes it has to fill it. Guess what she doesn't do?
That's my dad's pet peeve too.
It
Having
drives.
pictures of rappers in the fridge?
Yes, having
Yep.
pictures of rappers on my fridge.
Just open it at 3 a.m. Oh my gosh, Ice-T, what are you
Why is
doing
Ice
there?
Cube here? God.
It's lemonade, man.
Jay-Z, what are you doing?
Lemonade.
Oh my God, that was great.
Oh my god, I mixed this up. When you said like pictures of a wrapper of iced tea, I thought you meant like Arizona iced tea
Or
rappers.
like Arnold Palmer's face,
God.
like in the fridge on the side.
Over the place.
She doesn't even know.
No, the guy
I do know.
from SVU, him.
From SVU.
Listen, I understand now, but it took me a minute.
I always like Ice-T's reactions on SVU because he always makes it some like weird, like really specific observations. Like, yeah, you wind up killing him. Yeah, every time, dude. So we're talking about pet peeves here today, and I have to agree with most of them. Jamie. Anyway, so we're talking about that because there is a top 10 things list that office workers made that will make them lose their cool. So some of the there's actually a list of 30 things they came up with. Here's
it
their top
sweat?
10. No, not one of them is sweat.
Damn
but
it.
number 10 is leaving dirty cups or bowls around the office. Now, keep in mind, it's an office setting. Keeping dirty cups or bowls around, that's number 10. Number 9 is colleagues taking personal calls on work time. Number 8 is someone else pointing out a mistake you've made. Number 7, probably my favorite, the IT department.
The whole thing.
The whole thing is the IT department.
All of Williamsburg.
All of Williamsburg, all of IT.
Can't stand those people.
Number 6, dirty toilets. Number 5, inappropriate work conversations. Number 4, the printer not working. Number 3, your computer decides to do an update at the worst time. That's not just the office. That happens to me all the time when I'm like playing a game and I'm just like, no! I'm about to get the Viking Royale. Stop it! Number 2, a big workload. And number 1, unreasonable colleagues.
Unreasonable
Unreasonable colleagues. I think the honorable mention, number 11, I think is my
Sweat.
favorite. No, it's colleagues doing online shopping while you're really
That's the
busy.
great. But then you get to snoop like, wow, they're boring. What are they buying? Wow, he's buying a new hose for his garden. What a loser.
Another good one was when there's no free spaces in the parking lot.
No, that's
That's a big.
That's a good pet peeve,
Or
right?
like they park like in 2 parking spots.
Oh yeah.
get me
When they
started.
when they like caddy corner, when they like drive like park diagonally in the spot and they take up two.
I know someone who does that.
I had a teacher actually in middle school who had a Corvette. He had a red Corvette that he drove to school every day, and he would park all the way in the back of the parking lot when nowhere else parked, caddy cornered every time.
Yeah.
Did he play Prince, Little Red Corvette?
He might have. I don't honestly know.
Sweet.
that one
Let's
on
see.
that list?
There's something else here. Yeah, nope, I got nothing.
The inappropriate conversations at work thing, I feel like that depends where you work. Because think about it. If I worked in an office that was an agency for porn stars, what the hell are we supposed to talk about? The Yankees?
So do you like raspberries? Come on, you must like raspberries, right?
Oh,
I'm going to
absolutely.
assume that this is not from a specific office. It's more like a generalized, cubicle.
But Looney,
Like the squares.
the
Those-
raspberries, the raspberries.
Hey,
are
This is
really-
definitely not a porn hub.
Hey, if I was, outside me and my wife, we were gardening, and if I knew we were going to get all that rain later, I wouldn't have went out there and watered. I gotta go back to work. I got a phone call.
Anyway, you got the lube for the set?